Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab. But guess what? We about to close the book. This is the last chapter. We about to write out Mysteries of Isis. Good lesson. For me, the title should be How to Become a Sage. Because this is all the stuff that you need to know to reach the level of sagehood. That's right. I got a good one for you. Let's close it out. Let's go. It's going to be a minute. I got some information. I'm going to break that as I go. So bear with me. Enjoy the lesson. Let's rock. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have an answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. So you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. Oh, whoa, whoa. Excuse me. A person who knows. Okay, did that. Believe it or not. A person who knows and knows not that they know spiritually asleep. Excuse me. I can awaken them while I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my God be true. We're doing Isis, the mystery of Isis wrapping up, and this is the realization of wisdom. But from my philosophical concept, I see it as how to reach the realization of wisdom is what? Oh, sagehood, reaching sagehood. A sage is one who mastered the realization of wisdom. There you go. In order to reach sagehood, you have to master the realization, wisdom for yourself. That's right. I got mine. Come get yours. I can help you. Let's go. That's what I do for you. All right. The realization of wisdom. This is the final. After all the stuff we went through this book, we done read a whole bunch of pages, 190 something pages. And now this is the final result to see had you learned anything. This is the top it off. Let's go. The practice of right thinking philosophy, aka wisdom yoga, it leads one to what they call having intuitional knowledge. That's knowledge from within. That's what Isis represents. She represents you having your own knowledge from within. And intuitional knowledge, what that means? It means that through daily practice of what? Purification of one's mind, not the heart. We're talking about the mind. This ain't got nothing to do with the heart. We're dealing with the mind. It's all mental. Remember, the mind by what? Listening, reflecting, and most important, meditating on the lessons that you're learning and getting so in depth with them that it becomes a part of you. A spiritual aspirant, aka right thinker, you have gone beyond what they call the realm of mental thoughts. See, I told you this ain't gonna do physical, this is all mental, and concepts. And you have realized what? The truth of the teachings where within yourself. I'm trying to get you to do just that. It ain't what I say, it ain't what the books say, it's what you can experience for yourself. Pay attention, this is about to get good. Put your headphones on and get the good position to learn something. Master the teaching within oneself. It is your own experience. In religion, they call it the mystical experience. After you listen to the myth, practice the ritual, and live the right way, it will happen for you. Why? The serpent will rise. That's the experience. That's the mystical experience. It's something that's going to happen inside you. if you do these things. Watch this. Your own experience. And what happened? That experience goes beyond rationalization. Therefore, it is not the knowledge that you get from information that I'm giving you, information that you read in the book. It is you knowing by your own experience. We call it gnosis. To what? As opposed to you thinking or logic from or the aspiration. You have discovered for yourself what? God by your own intuition, aka and my man Jeff would tell you, my own understanding. You have to have your own knowledge and understanding and experience with God for yourself. All the other stuff is a waste of time. It means nothing. If you haven't had your experience with God, how you gonna say you know God? I believe in God. Okay, that's no good, but so far. Things you need to do to get God's attention. I'm trying to get you to do those things. Every religion does the same thing. I'm just trying to help you along with esoteric teaching, get around the BS, the obvious nonsense, and get you the truth that you can learn and manifest for yourself. And it's all mental. Why? Because if the mind is subtle enough that it can peer through what? The illusions of the world. We think this is all real. Think again. Okay? They've been telling you that for longest. In the illusion of the world and one's ego. That is the veil that keeps you from recognizing Aset, which is what? Intuitional knowledge, universal knowledge. And this is the goddess, and she dwells in what? The human heart. Is the goddess dwelling place. There is no difference. When you have self-knowledge, it's all internal. You can read and learn and listen, but the knowledge you have of God should be personal between you and God. I ain't here trying to convince you, but I know God. I'm just trying to help you get to know Him for yourself. I'm not in the convincing business, all right? Teaching. But this knowledge of self cannot be known, what's this? By what? By mere mortals. Mere mortals are ignorant people. Okay, the masses are mere mortals. They're ignorant. And if you got 85% ignorant people, ain't nothing gonna change. Why? They're gonna keep doing the same thing. Until the powers that be ain't gonna enlighten them. The 5% who know the truth ain't gonna enlighten them. The 10% that's fleecing them ain't trying to enlighten them. So the cycle goes on and on and on. Okay, understand that. Get out. Become immortal. By what? The veil haven't been seen by mortals. But what this? By only those who has transcended their individuality, ego self through what? Knowledge and understanding, and has realized for themselves that there is no me, no individual. There is only the goddess in this form of human beings. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, but the God is inside us. God is inside the plants, stars, as well as intelligence, love, righteousness, and truth. These are all positive divine qualities that all human beings have and can exhibit, and God will recognize them. The other ones we're going to talk about in a minute, those He don't. This is the highest goal of wisdom you can obtain or achieve. We call it nihas. They call it spiritual enlightenment and now anointing Christ conscious. But the idea is to become conscious with this thing right here and go beyond wisdom itself. And now what? To know God. It ain't just having intellect. It ain't just being wise and smart. It's you having your own God experience. Calm down. I'm getting excited. Yeah. When we talking God, I guess like that. But when you can make that happen for yourself, when you know God, how? How do you know God? By becoming one with God. This is all about becoming one with your higher self. You recognizing who you is within yourself through these lessons I'm giving you, and you can use the information and manifest, and it'll happen for yourself. I learned it. I learned all this. So God was always in the heart of man, of his creation. He never stopped. It's still the same thing. Why you think at Judgment Day our ancients weighed the heart? Come on now. Been there, did that lesson too many times. Why? Because the process of spiritual practice does not bring God to an aspirant, whether it really just allows the aspirant to discover God within themselves. Get my feet about to run. I'm about to run up around here. Who what? Who's always there? The hidden one. That's what they call Amun. The hidden. God is hidden. You just gotta find him. He ain't hidden out there. He's hidden inside you. Excuse me. Calm down. Yeah. I guess they're going, but I guess it's crazy. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. You got to realize that for yourself. I can hoop and holler and rant, all that. That ain't gonna help you no bit. It ain't gonna help me either. So I gotta try myself calm down. But I get excited. I'm getting my message across. Hoping it's being understood. All right. But God was with you all the time. Perfect example. Perfect example. When I was doing my thing, God was the last thing on my mind. The last thing I thought about was God. Understand that. I'm rolling with the devil. That's my father. I'm the devil's son. God ain't in our equation. We ego tripping to the max. God has been pushed way to the side. We taking materialism. We taking that money, that stuff we like to do, the girls, all that stuff. We signed on for that. I did. Willingly. Okay, I might twist my arm. No, I couldn't wait to get my shot at it. Give him a second go around. But again, when it's not good, it won't last. Moving on. But that's the story about what? And, this is my point. Sorry, my point was when I was rolling, when God came into the picture, slam, slam, clang, bang, bang. Them doors sell closed. I'm sitting in that little 5 by 6 by whatever it is room, saying, with nobody there. Who was there? God. For me, that was over 41 years ago. I've been with God ever since. That's the difference. If you with God, God ain't gonna leave you. Get it? The idea is to know God for yourself. And from that point on, you should be a changed person. That's the transformation. That's what they're trying to tell you. You become one with God in the flesh. That means you're becoming conscious. I'm just trying to teach you. Most people live life, according to their, you ready? Egoistic desires and misunderstanding of the world. They think the world owes them something. They think the world supposed to cater to them. And some people, when they get power and money, the world do. So they take with their pleasures and perverted stuff and use people to satisfy their own surface needs. If they want money, you got pastors who preaching for money. They ain't preaching to enlighten pastors, enlighten people. He doing it to get their money. All right. But they believe that the world is the reality and that they must struggle in the world in order to what? To achieve any happiness. Wrong. That's the rat race mentality. That's what they keep you ignorant at. That's why the most masses right there. We're speaking for the masses, not everybody, but this is the common thing. You can observe and see that. Y'all dumb as the day is long. I say that in earnest. Not no disrespect. Just calling it where it is. Thus, what happens? They are constantly, due to their ignorance and egoism, thinking of what? Either their past, with either a feeling of longing to return back to the good old days they thought was joyous, or what? They regret over something that they thought was negative. That's the ego. That's the emotion. That roller coaster, I keep trying to get off of that, and most people don't even know they're on it. But they're on it, and they're holding on tight. Why? They're used to it. They done got comfortable with it up and down, okay? Also, they actually think about what? Their future. That's the imagination. With longings and gain something. Their desires. Got a lesson for that coming up for you too. Their desires of what? Their expectations of their ignorant concepts about the world and themselves. So they got a whole bunch of crazy ideas. Okay? That they all achieve some state of what? Happiness. Yeah, material things will make you happy temporarily. Situations that make you happy temporarily. Things that make you happy temporarily. But knowledge of self will make you happy forever. I'm taking that deal. Keep the rest of that stuff. I don't care. But don't care. We ain't quick to make this. As a Mason, I square my actions. When I say this, that's it. I'm not asking for approval. I'm making my point and standing on it. Like I said, 10 toes, I'm always 10. Okay, I don't budge. So I get the concept. But mine is in a positive direction that'll serve me. Ignorant thoughts and ideas don't serve you. They'll cause you to suffer. Okay, but when something like this is the suffering. When something that the ego considered to be good makes them happy. When the ego don't like it, they unhappy. The ego is in control. That's telling you that the ego is running you. calm down. Let's get to my thing. Now we're in my backyard. Okay. And this is what I'm trying to get to because I did this. So I know this. And it's funny because I'm reading this. And I remember when I read this years ago, but now I actually reading it with understanding and experience. What's this? A sage is someone who mastered right thinking philosophy, aka the yoga of wisdom. That's one of the 5 categories of yoga that I mastered, and that's yoga of wisdom. Watch this. Does not care for the past or the future. Why? Since they understood to be what? Only illusions of one's mind, just like passing dreams. When you wake up in the morning, that dream you forgot about. Why? It was just a dream. Didn't mean nothing, just in my mind. In life, pretty much the same thing. You're doing stuff that don't mean you no good. Okay, watch this. But only the one real thing that we know for sure is eternity, immortality, and that's the spirit. It's not going to die. But it had to be conscious of itself. Hence, know thyself. When your spirit and your mind, heart, mind, coherence, make that connection, you become God-like in the flesh. Now you know who you are, walking the earth. That's all. That's all. And whatever your endeavors are in life, you can still endeavor all you want, but just know thyself. That's all. It's like having a gun. Anybody got to know you got it. But if you need it, you got it. Moving on. But that's how I feel about self-knowledge. You got to have it. You got to have it. And what's this? Only eternity is real. Why? It's forever. And just as the reality behind your dream, I just told you, is the dreamer, which is you. Yeah, the inner you. I'm on the hidden one, himself. And through what? Your self-enlightenment, knowledge of self, enlightened mind, now you are a sage. And you can experience eternity for yourself. I'm locked and loaded. Why? I'm ready to be me forever. Are you? But at any moment, I can turn it on or turn it off with just a simple what? Thought. When you have control of this, you operate just like the light switch is how you cut it off and on. Anything else, you control it. Control this thing because it's a bad mama jamma. And if you don't control it, it will run you. That's the ego, okay? Thus, watch this. A sage wakes up from that illusion. Hence, waking up. Okay, waking up to become conscious of this world is just an illusion. A lot of people, no, this is real, it's physical, blah, blah, blah. Ignorant. If somebody's hell-bent on ignorance or to believe something, leave them be. Okay, don't even waste your time. All right? That's casting your swear, that's casting your prayer, that's why they're gonna walk all over it. All right. But we wake up to that illusion. And now you're of what we call a dream in the world of what? Being considered an individual. You know it ain't just me. It's somebody inside me. It's something inside me that what enlightens and controls and runs me and guides me. All you gotta do is pay attention to it, connect to it, and let it do what it do. Trust me. That's what a sage does. And a sage does not regret anything or long for any future developments. Why? Because he or she, and again, right there, a sage can be a male or female. Priest or priestess. It wasn't no just one. In religion, y'all just let the man do the talking. And not time for that. Okay. But because he or she has attained for themselves what? All that there is to be attained. What's that? Self-knowledge in divine communion with your higher self through daily meditation and practice of righteous and virtuous living. You will have earned God's grace and get his attention, and he will reward you with blessings for things that only you and him know you need. You ain't got to express your need to nobody except him. Why? He know your heart. He knows what you really need. And when he bless you, that's him letting you know, I got you. And if you had that experience and you ain't rolling with that, what is your problem? I'm just saying. But if you haven't, I can understand. If you haven't had that, then that's cool. But if you had that conversation with God, you had that but God moment, you had that experience with God for yourself, and you don't serve him, moving on. I got this. It's going to be a 2-part. I can tell you that right now. It's going to be a 2-part. My book coming in, Book of Wisdom coming out. It'll be here Wednesday. So I'm going to try to stretch this lesson out for 2 days. I'm sorry. I'm just letting you know I'm buying time. I thought it was gonna be here by now. My bad. But this finishes stuff. I got you. Become a sage. Why? That means you're going to do, know, and be your best self. And can't nobody take that away from you. And it will serve you when? At Judgment Day. I don't care what people think and feel about me doing what I'm doing. Why? This is going to pay off for me. I can care less of what they think and feel. Moving on, let me wrap this up for you right quick. And again, a sage does not covet what? Objects, things. Don't care about them. My man left toys. He had a bunch of stuff. Okay, I'm not a stuffed person. All right. But again, we don't covet objects. I'm speaking from being a sage now, and I'm saying we. Since a sage experiences oneness with the divine for him or herself, you can't change to deter them with anything other than the truth that they know for themselves. Hence, when you know thyself, you can't. God don't come to me with nothing that don't match what I know to be about God. Oh, you got a problem. Why? You don't know God. I do. Now, I can prove that. Can you? And remember, a sage have had his or her experience with the divine who encompasses what? All objects anyway. If I got everything, what could I want for? Watch this. Watch how I play out. But the objects of the world are understood and experienced as just part of one's own self. How can one desire what one already has? Ain't nothing in this physical world that's going to make me any different than I am in my spiritual knowledge of understanding who I am. So that don't excite me. Women, sex, money, I'm not jumping for that. That's my point. Okay, that's the whole point. Moving on. I'm getting back to that for. But you can't get me with material stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. No, I ain't the one for that. Sages are above. But they read the lessons. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell you. I can read the lesson. Watch this. And where we at now? You don't cover things. Okay, already. The path of wisdom. It means you have eradicated all negative ideas from what? Your ego. Bam! The ego cannot go on the path of righteousness and wisdom. Why? It had to be a follower. It can't lead you that way. It don't know the way. That's why. Okay. And this implies what? That the destruction of your lower nature, conquering your ego self, and your demonic qualities, these are things that you need to stop doing. And I can attest to every one of them. They're including anger, hatred, greed, lust, covetousness, hypocrisy, jealousy. I can go on, but these are all negative qualities that I no longer contain or carry within my character. Oh, you perfect. No, but I don't do these things right here. If not doing it make me perfect, then hell yeah, I'm perfect. Why? Can you say that? Simple. Everybody can't claim what they say in earnest. That's the difference. Authenticity is the highest gauge of anything to get God's attention. He don't want nothing but what? The truth, honesty. From who? You. Simple. Let's go. And again, all those negative qualities, you have to get rid of them in your daily life. You practice. You ain't just wake up one morning, all of a sudden you ain't got hate, you ain't got this. No, you got to work through those situations because they're going to happen on a day-to-day basis and you're put to the test. Okay? Temptations all around. Tests all around you every day. Okay? But all of this is only possible because the underlying ignorance of one's ignorant mind has now been what? Eliminated. You got no say-so. Okay, what you think, feel, means nothing. You carry no word in my personality and my character. So all those negative qualities, I'm done with them. Simple. That's how you change. That's the transformation. But on the path of wisdom, it bestows what? A formidable mental power, which can always what? Manifest as a towering of intellect. When you're doing the right thing, everything looks good. Everything you do is seen to be good when you're doing the right thing. Some people can make their stuff look good and not be doing the right thing. Those are the fake people, the phony people. There's a bunch of them. But you got to have the discernment in the eye, understanding who to see it, who is real and who's not. Let's go. I appreciate when people see my authenticity. But doing this, being just intellectually smart, this implies that the ability to expand in the power of what? Your memory, your intuition, and more importantly, your comprehension and understanding capacity. That's the fabric of creation. as well as human nature. These is qualities that's in you. You have them. All you gotta do is bring them out. The ones that ain't no good, don't do them. Simple, right? Wrong. We know the difference. Come on. Also, a sage, what? Can exert, take out control over what? Power of what? Will come out their mouth. Speech. I speak my karu. Truth from the heart. I ain't got to sit here and run a whole bunch of stories. I don't do none of that. Okay, that's the difference. That's the power of speech over one's tongue. So as to never, when you got control over your tongue, you never utter evil or unkind words. I can use a whole lot of disrespectful, belligerent words to express myself when people get me at that point. I learned to refrain from that. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You can react any way you want. But to be recognized and be a sage, you got to do certain things. You can't have a title and do dumb stuff. Don't work. Okay? That's why I didn't call myself that. I looked at what I'm doing says that. Okay? So watch this. When you have control over your tongue and know when to say, what not to say, again, wisdom is knowing sometimes when to shut up. And you have power to what? Speaking the truth in an artistic, authentic manner in which only people can understand, some people can understand, and even assimilate, meaning practice it. A sage of wisdom, right thing in philosophy, can exert immense control. Immense control over what? Over one's emotion. Ding, 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 ding. Most people think I'm emotionally cold-hearted because I have control over emotion. I have control over them. I have them. I just control them. Moving on. Let's go. That's what makes the sage. This means that the power to control the manner in which your personality manifests to the world, how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself, there through remaining eternal, at rest, and detached what? From the world. I don't give a good crap about none of that nonsense. And from what? People at all times. I got lists. If you make a list for 225, you know, and my next 126. And any amount the sage can, watch this, separate from people in time, or watch this, in any amount, the sage, at any moment, excuse me, the sage can display compassion, sympathy, anger, peacefulness, as the situations dictate and my life require in order to what? Help, encourage, or teach others on this path that I'm on to show them you have to do it this way. Also, a sage is free from grief since there is no more death or loss of any kind to worry about. A sage of wisdom is not subject to the pettiness of what? Or to the opposites of human vanity or selfishness. These are qualities that could care less about. I don't have these qualities. Okay, vanity, egoism. Don't do that. Okay? A sage my happiness is not dependent upon objects or situations in the physical world. I keep trying to make that point clear. They're telling you that's the level you have to reach to understand what I'm trying to say to you now. He or she is not in competition with anyone or become discontent with any situation in life. Why? Because the ego in human beings always have desires for what? For something. When you have that ego under control, this is how you stop those desires. And they're all negative. Watch this. And watch this, desires for things. The ego always has desires for something, either to acquire something or to make it happen or to get rid of something that they don't like because it seems as a source of pain. If something the ego don't like, get rid of it. But that's okay. The ego got his own preference. That's if you're serving it, that's what you're gonna be doing. But watch this. When you become a sage, that means you have gone beyond that ego state of mind where he or she but is not affected by what one's desires of things or the flesh that make the ego happy. I ain't trying to satisfy my ego. If I'd done that, I'd have done a lot of things. Why? A few people I want to beat the cowboy crap out of them. But my ego would have been satisfied, but my conscience would have been had to suffer what the consequences of that action. If I wasn't that smart, I'd have just said, hell with it. I'd deal with the consequences. Most people, that's Monday morning quarterbacking. Beating the brakes off somebody and realizing after you in a prison cell, and that might not have been the smartest thing to do. Too late. Feel me? So I'm victim of that. I'm not doing that. So yeah, I caught my ego under control. But I'm not trying to make the ego happy or to get away from things that makes it sad. I ain't trying to please my ego. My right thinkers, my views. My brother said, well, since the views is down, I'm not complaining about the views. I said, but I feel good about giving the lesson, so I'm not beat for that. The views I like to see going. But he said, how about this? Y'all paying people to pleasure themselves and y'all to watch. I got no problem with women. Y'all smart. That's a nice hustle. That's a nice hustle. If I come out here and pull my thing out and do my thing, y'all tune in for that? Some will. And a bunch of y'all will. And the ones who respect me won't even look this way. Thank you. Because I'm not doing that nonsense. But that's what I'm saying. People do anything for that damn view. I'm a teacher. I'm respected sage. I got priority and respect within myself. I'm seeing all this crazy stuff. But y'all egg it on. Y'all are what you call enablers. If these women present themselves and nobody bought them, they keep doing it. Well, I can't say I'm good. I get low views. I'm still doing my show every day, so that might be a good example. But they know it's a lane for that. I'm a hustler. I don't knock nobody's hustle, okay? I don't hustle no more, but I don't not hustle. I know what you're doing. That means you're trying to get that bread. Trying to get that bread. I'm a teacher. I'm not hustling this, what I'm doing, okay? But those who lead their lives egotistically, okay? Yeah, those who lead the egotistical life are always what? Watch this. That guy swinging from happiness to sadness, elation to depression. His whole life was like that, up and down. That tell you there's no consistency. So a sage of wisdom, right thinking, had discovered what? The eternal anchor. That thing that keeps me grounded and provide my internal equilibrium. God, that gives me inner peace and harmony that allows me to see what all development that's going on in the world with equal vision, aka third eye vision. Not just this one. I can see the spiritual conception, okay, concepts. Thus, as a sage is not happy if there is a sage is not happy. Watch this. If there is $1 million in his bank account or if there's 100. Being a sage, I got to speak from experience on this one. I would much prefer to have that $1 million in my account. That little funky couple hundred I got. Just being honest. It won't change me. Well, no, it changed me. But I have a little different swag. I got that concept. But that ain't my point. And they saying it, I understand the concept. But again, being one, I'll take that $1 million. I know what to do with it. I'll be fine with that $1 million. I'm sorry. But when I got to that point, I knew I would have an issue with that one. I wanted to make that point clear. All right, it's going to take a little while. Trust me. I got another half a page to go. We're almost home. But right now, I'm just having fun. Let's close it out with a bang. All right. A sage cannot sway from what? Path of righteousness and truth due to what? Personal desires. I would like to have $1 million. But if what I had to do to get it, it go against my morale, my ethics, I ain't doing it. Why? So that way, I don't need that $1 million that bad. That's why, okay? Now, if it's going to be that, fine, on good terms, but I'm not doing nothing to enhance that. I did that in a soul drug. A sage, again, many people everybody can talk that good talk about following the truth and being right, okay? And they until they're put in what? Into a situation. Now, this is what you got to think about. Until when they have a choice to do something that they want that's unrighteous, that they know is wrong, okay? Like selling drugs. When they make the decision to do unrighteous in order to what? To get something that they want, that they really want. Not that they want, no, they really want this, all right? So what they're going to do? They're going to rationalize out their illegal or their wrong actions with their own logic. Well, no, it's wrong. And when you pass that line of knowing it's wrong and then indulge in it, there's no excuses. There's nothing you can say. You're going to have to pay. That's the bottom line. But they will rationalize out what? And they'll rationalize their desire to do what they want, and they'll suppress their what? Their conscience. Right there. Put the conscience on hold. Hold on 1 second. In order to do what? To free themselves to do what they really want to do. Hold on. All right, where we at? And a sage is not susceptible to this form of delusion and wrong thinking. Straying from the path of righteousness, even in the slightest degree, leads to worldly entanglements and worry over one's actions and their consequences that a sage don't want to pay. If I don't want to gamble, I can't win, I can't lose. I'm just not going to do it. That's the way to avoid it. And where there is righteousness, honesty, and truth, there is no need to worry or to cower down or to feel shame. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. Excuse me. Yeah. Most people have their feet on earth with earthly concerns, which is fine, but they have egoistic pursuits, desires, and perverted ideas and consciousness. Okay. But their view of the sky expansion in consciousness is obstructed because, like the clouds of delusions in the sky, ignorance is just like that. It's bad thoughts, it brings in negative thoughts, bad ideas. So now their mind is what? Constantly agitated. Agitated mind can't function. They can't do what they need to do. The heart needs to be at rest. When the heart starts beating up, you can't think. That's what's connection, the heart-mind connection. But watch this. An agitated mind, consistently agitated, and that's like the clouds of desire that you just, some come through, you say, I want to do that, don't do that. I want to smoke, I can't smoke. I want to have sex, can't have sex. Well, so that's the internal fight that goes on. Haru and Set is constantly fighting. Devil, get behind me. I don't want you to lead me. Why? Because you're going to lead me astray the wrong way. That's what the ego does. And you have thoughts and imaginations. But as passing clouds, those same negative thoughts seem to create different developments, even in the sky when you look up, but do not affect the actual sky. To see the mind of a sage of wisdom is just like that, unaffected, just like the sky, the vast sky, with its deep, dark, infinite essence. You won't give in to the what? Egoistic desires of the flesh. That's what they say. I'm wrapping up. I see the clock. But a sage does not immerse. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. A sage does not imagine. He or she knows all that there is to be known and abide in that knowing, aka self-knowledge, when? At all times. I'm not going to be God conscious no matter what I'm doing at this point in my life. Getting to the finish line, I see. Let me take it home for you. Then the I am, what God told Moses, the I am one with God, we say that, okay? And transcended now, instead of saying I am one with God, what you say? Because you have full understanding in your own experience and understanding, that is what? Now you say, I am God. Uh-oh. The ignorant will freak out. They killed Jesus because he made that statement. Just because he claimed who he was and they didn't understand it, they killed him. Okay, but that's the spiritual knowledge concept. I am God. And what? I am all that it is. All proceeds from me. And I am the innermost reality of all creation. I abide in the hearts, again, the hearts of all human beings. And I am the source of all that exists, past, present, and future. I am the beginning. I am the end. I am the alpha. That's who you become when you have knowledge of self. This is the lofty goal, again, of what? All right thinkers follow yoga wisdom, which has been handed down from what? Time of immemorial, ancient times, from the divine to the sages and saints of all countries. It's the highest achievement a human can reach in his lifetime. And the object of all attainment in life is to know thyself or reach what we call then nihas. This is our set in all glory. I'm about to read the epitaph and close it out for you, right? Things. I appreciate you tuning in. I know it took a little while, but I'm doing what I do for you, so it ain't about the time. The seeketh, those who seeketh God, they seeketh for the beautiful. One is the path that leadeth unto what? Devotion, joined with intuitional knowledge, will get you to immortality. What? Becoming one with God with those things. That's what we're trying to get you to do. Wrapping up with this. May you discover the oneness of creation and the non-dual existence of the innermost self where within you. Know thyself. Wrap it up. This is dual. I said. Netru I. That means adoration to Isis, the great goddess. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Right, thinkers. I'll be back with a new book for you tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, it'll be home. It'll be in the mail. I got the message. So again, in closing, right, thinkers, may you all there to be 100, me 100, minus that day. So I know none of my right thinkers who understand how to reach realization of wisdom have passed away. I'll be right back.